Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mode. This is your pre-slaughterhouse in the weekend at the Etihad Stadium where Spurs are going to ship 7 because Jacob just pissed me off. Ange Postecoglou is going to go all out against Manchester City and he's going to ship 6. And Spurs fans are going to come out and tell us, yeah, we stuck to our principles. We'll talk about Onana at Man United being left alone to dry. And everybody's to blame him, of course. I'm here with a fantastic panel. We'll talk about Gakpo. People are already upset about Gakpo, but he's a better player than Darwin Nunez, and there's nothing you can do about this. He's not informed, but he's a better player than Darwin Nunez. You can do nothing about it. But I'm here with a great panel. If Warner Spice is here with us today, how's everybody doing? Michael is here. Giuseppe, Jacob, United Spurs of America, of course. And Maxwell making his debut on the channel. Welcome, everybody, to Footy Judge Mode. Hit that like button. If you just joined, you're in for a great debate. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing before the weekend? You got enough Champions League, Europa League football, Mike?
Not bad.
Am I the only one who played Europa League football here? Oh, God.
Well, someone didn't play any football this week.
Well, that is true. That is true, actually. I forgot about Jacob.
Is it better?
I forgot about Jacob.
Is it better to not play football at all or to play Europa League? Jacob can answer that.
Well, you want to win a trophy, don't you?
Wow.
Jacob, you don't want to answer that at all. No?
They don't know how, but fine.
No?
Straight shots.
Look, no, I don't want to answer that. I'm going to plead the fifth. My American right.
All right. Already in the chat, Mo hates Nunez. I don't hate Nunez. I just don't think he's good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club. Already 50 people here. Hit the likes. But Andre Onana, before we go live, someone was telling me that we scammed Man United. I'm going to start with Ivorian Spice. Did you feel that we scammed you?
Not at all. Not at all. Do you know why? I say no, because we saw the goalkeeper that was at Inter Milan doing it tremendously well. Reached the finals, one of the best goalkeepers, keeping a good amount of clean sheets. We've not get set. It's the thing about this Manchester United. Every player that comes to our club looks the shadow of the player that they were from their previous club. They were doing extremely well. And the way you look at Manchester United, and the reason why Onana has been exposed on so many occasions, I'm looking at the defense, very open. There's no stability in our defense. Someone that he works with regularly. And let's be honest with you, having Lindelof and Maguire in defense is not the best. It's not the best defenders you can get to protect yourself. And you look at our midfield, we are far too open, exposed in midfield. It's like a polo at the end of the day, and everyone goes through. So yes, I understand Onana makes mistakes. Onana has made mistakes throughout. All goalkeepers make mistakes and make blunders, and of course these mistakes that he has done so far has cost us points in the Champions League. But let's not forget that he's done extremely well recently in the last 5 games, man. I just see it as Manchester United. Every player that comes in here just falls, and there's no stability out of football clubs. And again, that midfield, it hurts. How many times have you seen everyone run through our midfield, and then Onana has to make a save, and then he looks stupid at the end of the day, man. I don't think we've been scammed. I still feel like we should just be patient. Something might come good at the end of the day, Mo. You know what I mean?
No, it cost you the Champions League qualification single-handedly.
You can say that.
Do you believe that, or that's not true?
No, that's not true. That's not true. The
right.
goals we did concede as well. There were defensive errors as well, from left to right side of the flank of left back and right back. And again, you're only as strong as your defense as a goalkeeper. And if your defense is weak as hell, and there's no mentality and characters in that defense, then the goalkeeper will get exposed. So I wouldn't say he single-handedly just destroyed our Champions League hopes. Yeah, it's a collective thing at the end of the day. We win together, we lose together, and we draw together. In my own opinion, man, there's other people to blame when conceding.
I'm in the Friday Night Lights. Jacob, you know what I'm talking about. USA, I like go. You know what I mean? We win together, we lose together.
Exactly.
I'm feeling the vibe. You know what I mean? Like Friday Night Lights. And we win together, we lose together. No blame goes around. Let's pick each other up and win together. Let's be a team. Well, Bruno Fernandes doesn't think that. He doesn't. Bruno Fernandes thinks he can go around blaming
I was
people.
taking strays in that too, I believe. I believe half of that was directed my way and how I feel about my manager. But that's okay, Mo. We'll get into it.
Listen, someone else want to chime in. Michael, you watched a lot of Onana last year.
Yep.
I actually said he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best last year in overall package. I still stand by that. I know people like Alisson, but I'm talking about just last season. I thought he was the best goalkeeper in the world as a package, playing from the back plus shot stopping. And he might not have been a better shot stopping than Alisson, but as an overall package, last season, he was one of the main reasons we reached the Champions League final. He was one of the main reasons we made it to Champions League after being 5th or 6th during the season. And he was just fantastic.
No, he was fantastic, but he's going to United, new pressure, and he hasn't been able to handle the pressure. But the one thing he had at Inter was a good defense. Whether it was Skriniar, whether it was Acerbi, Bastoni, De Vrij, Darmian, and Inzaghi, he organized that team to not allow a lot of chances on Onana. Yes, Onana made very good saves and kept you in some games, I would say. Great passing. But now, I'd agree with Ivorian that United are way too open at times. I mean, the third goal that you guys conceded against Galatasaray, that is scandalous. I don't know which midfielder was covering who, because nobody was covering Odeegard, who was just making a run from the midfield, just dashed in, boom, through on goal, golazo. It was very simple defending but Onana has cost United against Galatasaray on both occasions. It's simple as that. He cost you against Bayern because you were playing. I would say you were the better team against Bayern at home. What happened? Away. Excuse me. Away, and then he concedes the stupid goal. 1-0 down. Now you got to go back into the game. You got 1-1, but then more mistakes. It's just like I don't know what it is with Onana. I saw a very good goalkeeper. I wouldn't say he was the best goalkeeper last season. I think that's a stretch because you still have the likes of Courtois, even Ter Stegen at Barcelona. But Onana right now...
Courtois cannot kick a ball, bro.
It doesn't matter. Mo, what's the number one job of a goalkeeper?
Play from the back.
All right,
saving goals.
You hipster manager, Mo. I see what it is. You're a hipster manager. You like the De Zerbis.
It's stopping shot, but stopping.
So who's the best in the world at doing that?
I think, in my opinion, is Alisson.
Alisson, Courtois.
I think it's Alisson. He's better than Courtois, in my opinion, because Alisson's position is superior to Courtois.
I mean, Courtois is a beast, but
he's
last
good
season
and
he was
everything.
very
He's
good.
Great, but in my opinion, the whole package. In this modern day, I think a whole pack. But anyway, we can debate that all day.
We haven't seen that total package for Onana either at Man United.
We haven't seen anything from Onana. As if my cousin can be a better goalkeeper than Onana.
I mean,
he saved a penalty.
It's funny.
He saved one penalty.
And by the way, his save percentage at Man United is the same as Alisson and other goalkeepers.
Yeah.
That's actually a fact. It's actually a fact.
He's been very good this last few games, isn't it?
Yes, he has.
Well, he's been good. He's been good. What I mean, he's been good. He has been a goalkeeper that we saw in terms of shot stopping. But at the end, you can run the perfect store in the world. You can be absolutely phenomenal. At the end, you just left the register open for someone to come and steal it. So all what you did is out of the window, which is what he did at the end. The mistakes he makes. Against Brentford, I think he made a mistake, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember against Arsenal. He made a mistake, if I'm not mistaken. He made a mistake against Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. He makes mistakes, though. He makes basic errors that lead to straight goals or chances. And I don't know where is this coming from. But to be honest, I'm astonished. But I put it down, and that's my opinion. I said that this morning. If you're a football player and you go to the games, you have to be focused, mentally stable. And I mean mentally stable, not thinking about anything that just go into the game. He isn't stable at the moment. He isn't focused. Nobody at Man United is focused.
Yeah.
And it's down to the staff. It's down to the coach. The coach is falling down with everybody. The media is talking about him, talking about Ten Hag, talking about the defense, talking about Varane. So he's going to the game thinking about other things. And if you are playing under the lights in Turkey against Galatasaray, if you're not thinking about the games, you'll make the wrong decisions. 90 times or 99 times out of 100, Onana doesn't move to the wall's side. He stays and waits for Ziyech to shoot the ball. He chose to make that decision because he's not focused. No goalkeeper does that. He's not focused, and it's not down to him only. It's down to the environment, and it's not going to be resolved. Not in one day. It is my opinion. Anybody else want to?
Yeah.
Well, the general rule. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I just think like I see you're 100% agree, Mo, with the thing of when your mind ain't fully there. And as an Arsenal fan, I see it the other day with Ramsdale. The first 20 minutes of that game, their mistakes.
Exactly.
That's because there's so much in his head about making mistakes that he doesn't. But the difference to Arsenal and Man United right now is Arsenal players consoled him when he made mistakes, said it was all right. I watched the video of Onana at the end of the game at Man United, and he's on his own, heartbroken about his mistakes. And there's not one player. Why is his captain not there to hug him and say, yeah, you made a mistake, yeah, you effed up, but we go again? Man United haven't got that as a club right now. And he's and not only that, Ten Hag only signs players that I don't know if he just signs players he knows, but he don't sign for a structure and an actual style of play. He just signs players. And you've signed Onana, but you've got no other players in your team that can benefit off his positives.
He does.
I don't believe they do. I don't believe they
Amrabat
have.
is. Kobe Mano is.
You're talking about two players that haven't been there much. Obviously,
Yeah.
they've had injuries, but like up top, they haven't really got players that are pulling the ball down from the air. They haven't really got the right style of player for the keeper, in my opinion. You haven't got a stable defense. Yes, that's through injuries as well. We've got to give them that, Man United, that he hasn't got a stable defense in front of him. That is the key thing that a keeper needs, structure and everything in front of him. So yeah, for me, I just think Onana's, I think he's getting a lot of stick early, rightly so, because he's been that bad. But I don't think I think that something needs to change. Otherwise, it's just going to be too late for him to ever reprimand what he's done. He's kicked you out the Champions League on his own. I'll be honest. Every single game I've watched in the Champions League, he's made a mistake. And when that starts from the back, that game, you're winning 3-1. That mistake gives Galatasaray all the momentum that you've just had. You've just scored the third and taken all the momentum, and you've just handed it back to them with that mistake. And yeah, it was a bad mistake as well. It ain't even one that you can kind of say, you understand. It's like, no, there's no way of understanding what he was trying to do there. So,
Winter Surfer, thank you so much for Super Chat. He's saying big up Mo in the panel and a United fraud of America. Oh, come on. You just called the States
Big
fraud.
up, Surfer.
Big up,
Doing
Surfer.
well.
Big up. Maxwell, you want to add something to Manchester United before I go to Avoid and the Spice too?
Yeah, to actually complement what the last speaker said, it tells a lot when you, if you watch the match against, Copenhagen, that he saved the penalty. Remember, everyone went to him, they hugged him, they would say thank you, they kissed him and stuff, with the cheek, So, but then they should have actually supported him after he made that mistake. So, it says a lot when you have
I tweeted that video yesterday. It's
Exactly.
freaking nuts. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, it says a lot. It says a lot. It says a lot when you're down and people don't support you. That says a lot. So that's number one. Number two, people criticize Arsenal a lot. Sorry.
No,
People
go ahead.
criticize
There's something happening in the chat. I don't know what it is, but fine.
Okay. So people criticize Arsenal a lot for controlling games. If Arsenal were 3-1 ahead in that United game, it would be 3-1 and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We would control the game. But United still opened up. If you look at the game, they opened up anyways, and they didn't control the game. And that's what actually led to them equalizing the game. So I think that's where the problem was also.
Someone is asking why you're in Hamza's house.
Took the keys.
To be fair, I don't rate him though. I don't rate him. I don't rate him.
Hold on. Is this the only background that StreamYard has? Like, I'm not getting this.
No,
Everybody
mine's
uses this
different.
particular one.
I don't know.
Yours is as
Mine's
Ange
a little
Postecoglou
different,
naked though. Guys, it's almost 100. There's almost 150 people here. Can
Mo,
we get to
can I ask a
100 like?
question?
Yeah, of course.
So,
you can.
what should they do then? Should they bench him? Because that would be the worst thing to do, is to bench Onana. Because then the confidence is going to go like that immediately.
No, it depends on the conversation, to be honest. Yes, you can bench the goalkeeper without harming him by talking to him and telling him, I'm taking you out of the line of fire for a bit. You're still my number one. I'm just taking you out for a game or two until you get focused. So I'm just getting you out of the line of fire. Yeah, that has nothing. It happens to forwards. It happens. Yeah. Why can't it happen to a goalkeeper?
Because they have a different mentality. Mo, you know that they have a different mentality. Goalkeepers, they're a totally different breed compared.
No, that's different between Ramsdale and Raya.
Oh no, but that's a
both of
situation.
them can be number one. Man United's second goalkeeper. I'm gonna ask anybody other than Ivorian Spice. Giuseppe, do you know his name?
who's that? Sorry,
the second goalkeeper for Man United?
No,
Bayern.
Jacob,
Is
do
it-
you know his name?
no.
Is it Heath?
Nobody knows.
Heath? Is it Heath?
Mike, I know you know, Michael. I know
Okay.
I know you know. Like, I that's why I
Is it
didn't
like
ask you.
Heath?
And I doubt that Ivorian Spice no.
Oh, of course I do. That's my team. What should I
Heath.
announce the name? Should I say it more?
listen, you can. Yeah, of course. I know
Thank you.
you
The chat
know.
is saying
My
Bayinde.
point is, people don't know that, Michael. People don't know his name. He's never gonna be the number one.
No, never.
Exactly. So you put in him as a goalkeeper, you're not taking Onana's spot. Does that make sense? You aren't.
I mean, Onana is soon going to AFCON as well.
Oh yes, he doesn't want to go. But by the way,
No, he's going to go. Samuel
he
Eto'o will send him money and he will go.
It's not that. Actually, FIFA is not gonna allow him to. He's not gonna be able to play for Manchester United if he doesn't go to AFCON. There's a rule about this.
Ah, okay.
He's gonna get suspended from Man United if he doesn't go to AFCON. But if Warren Spice,
Yeah.
you play Newcastle this weekend, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
How do you see the
Saturday
game
night.
going? How do you see the game going? Is there any way you can win the game?
Personally,
Any
I'm
logical
looking at
way?
it.
Any sane way? Any logical way?
The only logical way I can think of is if Newcastle have injuries and their first starting team is just missing a lot of key players, such as Isak, Bruno Guimaraes, as
No,
well.
Isak is
maybe a
available.
Joe Linton. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's if they're not available. Yeah, Anthony Gordon, Cher, and their goalkeeper as well, and their right back, and that's the only way I see any logic of Manchester United winning that game. But overall, I'm thinking about this and I'm looking at the team because I said it earlier on this week during my streams that I think this week could be a bad week for Manchester United. Basically, the fact that we go into under the floodlights against Newcastle, Toonami, with that crowd, with that hostile crowd as well, with Newcastle just drawing against PSG, wanting to get one over Manchester United again. And Manchester United themselves, their confidence, I think it's been knocked down a few peg or two. They won't go there and win that game. I see it as Manchester United just another.
I
defeat
actually see
going
a way
back.
you can win the game, but your
I
manager is
don't.
not going to.
I really don't. I don't. It's because listen, the way we're set up right now, and the players that we have in midfield, it's either if our manager starts Kobe Mino to bring that balance.
There you go. It's coming out.
Defense.
It's coming out the way they win the game. It's coming.
It's coming out. Kobe Mino in that midfield, to galvanize and allow everything to go through that player. Because when he came on against Galatasaray and when he played against Everton, there was a bit of stability in midfield and balance, and someone that had the know-how and confidence to keep the ball. If we don't start him and we start off with probably Amrabat, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes.
Hold on, Amrabat was fantastic against Galatasaray.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm saying if we start Amrabat,
You had more
McTominay and Bruno
control with
Fernandes-
Amrabat than Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino is a good player, but he's young though.
No, but I think we will add much more control if we was to play both of them. Kobe Mino's
Exactly,
young.
yeah, that's what
However,
I'm saying.
He doesn't play football like he's a young man. He's
Yeah,
confident.
I
he
get
keeps
it.
the ball
You're-
really well.
In my opinion, you sit back.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, you it's not that you sit back. You have compact lines, Amrabat and Kobe Mino in front of that defense. Bruno Fernandes, how you play counter-attacking football. You can get at Newcastle 100%. But your
But
manager
guess what?
isn't going to do that.
The compact line, the 2 banks of 4, I haven't seen that at Manchester United this season. So I don't know. Like, defensively, I don't know what's going on with the manager in terms of how he coaches the team, but there is no stability and in that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think we're going to keep a tight back line. I don't. We're just going to be completely open again. I just don't see it, Mo.
He's stubborn. The manager is stubborn. He's gonna say no. Let's play expensive football and stuff. Giuseppe wanted to say something.
Yeah, no. I was literally saying I was saying that you need to play both of them. You need to play Amrabat and Mino. Yes, McTominay will get you goals, but you don't need him in the team to get.
Does anybody think
like
that they should drop Bruno Fernandes?
Boy,
No.
I've been saying it for a very long time. man.
Like in this game, do you think if McTominay plays with Amrabat and Kobe Mino, and then you play direct towards Rashford or Rashford on the right or whoever, Garnacho and Hoyland, do you think that would work? Does anybody think that would work?
I think it'd work. I think it'd work 100%, but it's just that I just don't see the manager doing that. And the thing is, Bruno, this ain't the greatest game for Bruno Fernandes. That bully midfield that Newcastle has, he can
whine and complain.
He can whine at that, but like he can also whine the other way by always being on the floor.
I think him
crying.
and Bruno Guimaraes are the perfect combination for whining and complaining.
Yeah,
I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that in this game they actually need Bruno Fernandes because he's very good with long range shots. That's what we need to factor in. Manchester United is difficult for them to create like clear-cut chances against Newcastle. So they need a person that can actually give them that suits long range. And once they got that one goal, then they can defend.
Can you come closer to the mic? I don't know where your mic is. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to repeat myself.
No, it's okay.
You got me.
Yeah, but you're like a little bit in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay. So I just said that it's better for them to have someone that can actually shoot from long range because it's going to be difficult for them to create anything tangible against Newcastle. They're very solid. They're very compact side, irrespective of the kid they have on show that day.
Yeah, but my challenge is that as much as you want Bruno Fernandes to spam those balls, I'd rather have a Bruno Fernandes that knows how to keep the ball, retain possession, and actually control the game. You know, that's my problem with Bruno Fernandes. Too much spamming.
I actually don't think so. I actually
that's exactly.
I actually disagree with you. I actually think Bruno Fernandes behind the striker would work. Bruno Fernandes controlling the game, it doesn't work. He doesn't know how to. He just doesn't know how to.
But I would have preferred a Bruno Fernandes that knows how to compared to.
But he doesn't. That's not Bruno Fernandes. So you need a different player than the player. You just need somebody else then, because that's not him. Bruno Fernandes create chances behind the forward, create chances to the wingers. Bruno Fernandes doesn't know how to control the tempo of the game. Amrabat and Kobe Mainoo are better players suited to that role. With all due respect.
Absolutely.
Michael, you wanted to chime in?
No, I mean it's going to be a tough game for United. I mean, I saw your schedule ahead. It's pretty nasty. What is it? Newcastle? Is it Bournemouth after this?
Chelsea.
Oh, this is Chelsea.
The Chelsea one, I'm not too bothered.
Okay,
what do you mean?
All right.
It can go anyway.
True. Yeah, it's a 50-50 game. And then you got Bayern at home, and then it's Liverpool away. Oh, boy, that's a tough schedule.
I can't wait for December 17th, bro.
I can't wait either. I'll be in the States for that. I'll wake up early. I'll make a nice coffee, and then hopefully Liverpool bats on United. But I don't want to speak too much into it.
Absolutely be fantastic game for Liverpool.
Liverpool at Anfield.
Nunez hat-trick.
To increase the goal difference.
Yeah, increase the goal difference. But I think United can get a result here, but they have to, because we've seen Newcastle at home. The first 20 minutes, they press like they all have taken cocaine. They just go crazy the first 20 minutes. It's a matter of can Man United just withstand that pressure for the first 20 minutes, create another chance. Because we saw against Everton, you guys were getting, I would say, not really lucky, but Everton were creating a lot of good goal-scoring opportunities in the first half. Onana came up clutch, and then you got obviously Garnacho's goal. So it's about withstanding, getting that one goal, simmering the crowd a little bit. I think United can get a result, but I would favor Newcastle in this matchup because they're going to be pissed off at what happened to them on Tuesday. Let's not forget, they are going to be pissed off. The crowd is going to be pissed off. What's that?
They might be a bit fatigued though. They're a bit tired.
But Man United are fatigued more because they played Wednesday. They played Tuesday. So it's actually
travel from Turkey.
It's travel.
I'm talking about looking at who actually expended energy more. We used more energy during the game.
Man United played a tennis game. They were just going back and forth, so that expended a lot
of
energy
that's fair.
in that
That's
game.
fair.
So what is everybody's predictions for this game? Because mine is 3-1 Newcastle.
I'm going with 2-1. 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 is good.
I think it's going to be 4-0. It's going to be a disgraceful score.
4-0. 4-0. Okay. Yeah. Let me just tell you something. If Erik ten Hag loses this game with a margin bigger than 3, he should get sacked right away. On the spot.
He won't get sacked.
Wait.
He won't get sacked. No.
He won't get sacked.
I won't get sacked.
Okay. I'm not saying he will or he won't. I don't know. I'm saying what should happen, in my opinion. If this is my club and my manager lose to someone like Newcastle, with all due respect, 4-0, he should get sacked. If Inter tomorrow play Atalanta, if I'm out of the Champions League and my manager is in this position, and I go to play Atalanta, and I'm giving an example for Atalanta, for example, and I lose 4-0, I would ask for Inzaghi's head the same day.
Right.
That's standard. I'm sorry, with all due respect.
Yeah.
If Jurgen Klopp lose 4-0 to Newcastle, Liverpool fans say, screw you. But the difference is Liverpool are second in the league. You aren't. And you won, yes, against the Fulhams and all the stuff. Standards, my friend.
But Mo,
How
how do
many
you think?
times you're going to sit here and say, yeah, but it's only one game? Come on, give me a break. 4-0 against Newcastle. Oh, come on.
But they won't sack him. Manchester United take
Okay.
forever to sack
Well,
anyone.
I get
Yeah.
it. You won't. I'm saying if it was me and this is my club, I would have asked for a manager to get sacked.
I
If I
like
lose
you.
4-0.
If you was my owner of my club, then I'd rather have you because you're showing that you're ruthless. We're not ruthless because if this was a Real Madrid, the ownership, they'll be sacking Ancelotti straight away because they don't play. Barcelona, any other top club with elite mentality,
They don't care about glory, though, do
They
they?
don't care about what you've done yesterday. It's about what you're doing now and tomorrow. And I like your mentality,
come on,
Mo. I
give
wish
me
you
a
was.
break.
I wish you was a Glazer. That's what I have to say.
I know Michael is more of like a very calm man, calm person and very composed. But if I ask majority of fans around the world, if your manager lose a game like 4-0, if you lose 4-0 against Manchester City, they are miles better. Newcastle are not miles better in the league than you. They aren't.
Yes, I understand that, Mo, but you have to look at their home record as well. Not many teams go to Newcastle
But not
and get a result.
4-0.
Not 4-0, but I think it would be. I think you would be overreacting because look at the result. Like, look at the players. Some of the players are not performing. How many goals does Rashford have in the Premier League this season? Two.
He's back
So-
with his ex-girlfriend now. It might change.
Ah, okay. So he's gonna get informed.
He's going to get better now? Is that good? Is that get better?
Once he hits it.
Okay, guys, it's almost 200 people here. Can we get the likes up a little bit, please? If you don't mind, get the likes to 100. I want to move on to Liverpool. So I'm waking up this morning and I see a headline saying Jurgen Klopp is asking Gakpo to step up because he wants him to take that starting spot up top. I believe Gakpo is a better player at the moment than Darwin Nunez. He's not performing. He's underperforming. Yes. I see what people are saying. But in my opinion, Gakpo would suit Salah and Diaz and Jota more than Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez has been improving, but still he has this bozo moments in him. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. And do we agree that Cody Gakpo is a better player than Darwin Nunez or no? Michael, that's your club.
Okay, as a footballer, yes, but I'm not gonna take into account that you scored 2 goals against Las Clins. How many of you guys know where Las Clins are from?
didn't even know their full name.
It's LASK, the team that we played
LASK.
last year. Yeah, I know.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's when Igalo scored that ridiculous goal. Now I remember that team.
Yeah.
See, clearly nobody knows this team. I mean, I'm a crazy football guy, so I know Las Clins, but Gakpo did well. One of them was a tap in, and the second goal was really nice in the 90th minute. But I'm still starting Nunez. Nunez has performed a lot better than Gakpo. I'm not taking one game into account and thinking to myself, all right, let's drop Nunez. Clearly, there's a reason why Gakpo started the game yesterday, and Nunez came off the bench because Nunez is being rested, and then on Sunday, he's got to perform. But this is a good thing though, because now there's competition for the striker role. Nunez, if you don't perform against Fulham, Gakpo can take your spot. Gakpo, if you're not performing, Nunez, you take your spot. If nobody wants to take this position, that's the player's problem. Klopp is trying to get the best number 9 possible. I still think it's Nunez. That's just my opinion. Everybody can have their own opinion. But he has to perform. The missed
But
chances...
facts, though.
Huh?
Facts, though. Do you like based on facts? Do you think that, not opinion now? Do you think the Nunez is better?
Okay, so what are you talking about as a footballer, dribbling, combination player and everything? Or do you
Exactly.
Okay, as a
Like, so-
footballer, yes, Gakpo is
a
better.
whole.
Gakpo is more of that mold of a Bobby who can link up play. He's not as good as Bobby because Bobby was insane. Nunez is a totally different striker who's gonna run into the channels, not really link up play. We know not the best touch with the ball, but I think Darwin Nunez, he's the guy who
What does he excel at?
he's gonna make defenders' lives a miserable 90 minutes. That's what he's gonna do. Was Pippo Inzaghi Mo the best striker in the world?
Yeah,
Technically.
but Pippo Inzaghi was a shit footballer, but Pippo Inzaghi was scoring goals left and right.
Okay, so there we go. I'm not saying Nunez is at Pippo Inzaghi level because still Nunez is quite young.
I never liked Pippo Inzaghi, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a
But
shit
aren't
footballer.
they
bro.
exactly the same mold, Mo? Not great footballers, but get you the goals.
Can I ask you a question though? yesterday, Nunez will have missed that tap in. Yes or no?
No, that was 2 yards out. If Nunez missed that, oh boy.
Do you remember against Luton? Do you remember what happened?
The Luton one was terrible, of course.
So I would say efficacy is better than chances. Like I prefer to have 2 chances and have someone that the same problem I have in Arsenal, right, with Gabriel Jesus. I need someone that's actually efficient, that can score that goal, because you're not going to have all the chances all the time. So Nunez, I get it, scares defenders and all, but when you scare somebody with
new thing. This is a new thing to me. Like he causes chaos and
scares.
Is this what we're doing now? Is this the standard of Liverpool Football Club now?
Have you seen the link-up play Have you seen the link-up play between? Oh, go ahead, Jacob. Sorry.
I was just gonna make a joke that's what he's like Richarlison. If Richarlison could run faster and occasionally score,
and if he could score goals,
occasionally.
How many goals did he get last season?
I have no
Richarlison?
idea.
He had 2 in the
Richarlison.
Champions League and I think 1.
Wow, why are we talking about Richarlison here?
1.
But Nunez plays. If Nunez plays at Spurs, he wouldn't get goals. Come on, Mohamed Salah should have had 15 assists already. Come on, give me a break. Mohamed Salah should have had 15 assists.
Don't you see as well when you're watching Liverpool that there is a partnership from Mo and Nunez combining, really?
No, I'm Egyptian and I'm telling you,
no.
guys upset that Nunez is playing. I'm telling you that and I'm being serious here. Mohamed Salah is upset that Nunez plays.
Yeah, he knows he's wasting his chances, Mo.
Yes,
he knows.
Mohamed Salah. You think Nunez cannot? Okay, here is the facts about Nunez, in my opinion. Nunez is one of the quickest players in the world. Nunez knows how to sometimes run. He's not elite in running behind the defense and finding spaces. By the way, he isn't elite, and this is something that you can teach forwards. By the way, it's not a natural thing, right? Nunez doesn't know how to put the right weight on any pass most of the time. Like he doesn't know how to put the right weight for the player. He did it with Mo Salah, I think, last game, but that happens once. But then he missed a lot of other passes that are easy. Nunez's first touch is shit. His decision making in terms of when to shoot, when to pass is absolutely garbage. He needs to learn that. He's 24 years old. He can improve, because I saw Diego Milito at Zaragoza not being the guy who played at Inter later, right? Diego Milito was at Zaragoza. He was good, went to Genoa, and then he went to Inter and turned into a beast mode at 31 years old. This is stuff that you can be taught. I'm not saying Nunez is a shit footballer, because at the end, he's a professional footballer. Someone chose this guy as a kid and thought, you're a good footballer, you will make it on the top level. Whoever that person is should be sacked, but fine. We'll move on, right? Darwin Nunez is so quick. He can be taught how to play. But at the moment, Liverpool Football Club, you have 2 options to be a striker for Liverpool Football Club. Unless your standards are lower than Manchester City, it's either you be a lethal like Haaland, or you be a Bobby Firmino, right? And at the moment, he's either. You can be a Luis Suarez, you can be a Fernando Torres, you can be a Bobby Firmino. These are the strikers that I'm looking at Liverpool Football Club to have. Not Darwin Nunez, even not Cody Gakpo, by the way, right? Not Ollie Watkins. If you want to lower your standard to that level of he caused chaos, he knows how to make runs, but he missed tons of chances, we can be on the same page at that time. But I don't look at Liverpool Football Club, who has Van Dijk, Alisson, Mohamed Salah, hired Szoboszlai, McAllister, have Gravenberch, Luis Diaz, and Trent Alexander-Arnold to have their main striker, Darwin Nunez. I don't know why it's so hard to understand. He is a level below everybody else I mentioned. Am I wrong here?
No, you're right. Listen, by the way, I never want to hear Darwin Nunez compared to Jesus again. Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, who was making those comparisons?
Gentleman, bottom left of my screen.
Maxwell, were you comparing Darwin Nunez to Gabriel Jesus?
No, not at all.
Gabriel Jesus is a shitter version of Bobby Firmino.
So
a little bit lower.
So what I was saying is that efficiency when in front of goal. That's my point. Gabriel Jesus misses a lot of goals, and you know this. We all know this. Come on, that's the only metric.
By the way, that's a miss. He doesn't miss a lot of easy goals. He doesn't, because he did that at Spurs.
Important goals, though.
Haaland misses a lot of goals.
I can give you example. Yeah, against Spurs, we should be 2-0 ahead.
So
right?
so okay, Mo Salah misses the same amount of chances.
Oh well, but then it creates.
I can have
scores
this
more. Though.
argument with you all day.
Yeah,
Haaland
fair
misses
enough.
sitters and tap ins, but Haaland
Yeah,
scores
fair.
30 something goals. There's a difference. It's not only
Yeah.
because Haaland has what's his name, Kevin De Bruyne. Mohamed Salah every game creates a clear-cut chance, and every time Darwin Nunez misses one and scores one.
I would like to see.
Damn, but he did.
I would like to see the conversion rate, though.
Crazy.
Say that again.
I would like to
No.
see the conversion rate of like Gabi Jesus and David Nunez.
And also
Nunez.
Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is a better footballer than Darwin Nunez. Come
Yeah.
on, Gabriel Jesus.
I
can play
will
the
always
false
take Gabi
nine.
Jesus.
Like, what is
Yeah, I would take. No. I mean, Gabi Jesus is my player. I wouldn't change it for Nunez. I'm just saying,
What
you know,
are we talking
scoring. That's it. Yeah,
But
that's, yeah.
But with Nunez, I think that he moved. Liverpool weren't the right move for him when he went there. I didn't think he was ready for the for the Liverpool move. He's a sort of guy that needed to go to like a West Ham, something like that, like build up his craft from there, maybe a Brighton or something, and then get that big move. But he went for 80. People want to forget it was like 80 million. That's
No, he
scandalous.
wasn't.
I can't
By
believe
the
you
way,
say
he
that.
wasn't. He was 60 million, 20 million bonus that he didn't meet because he didn't make the Champions League. Just to
Okay.
let you know
Oh,
that.
okay.
Nah.
Oh, okay. So because he was that
Nah.
shit, they got him a bit
Just
cheaper.
people like
Nah.
Maybe that's why we didn't get
he
Champions League football.
didn't hit the targets to actually pay that extra money. By the way,
Oh,
They
okay.
paid it.
they
They
didn't.
didn't.
Oh, they didn't pay
They
it.
didn't
So
hit the
60 million.
targets.
Yeah. I thought you said they paid it. I was like, what?
But yeah, I think that Gakpo is probably the one that should be starting for. Like, listen, against someone like Man City, you might get like 2-3 chances, and this guy needs about 8 chances to score. So, like Nunez.
Michael, you
So-
haven't responded to what I said
What did you say?
about the Liverpool standard, and Darwin Nunez shouldn't
No.
be the standard for Liverpool.
Okay, so
Football Club.
Mo, so we have 2 guys. We actually have 3 guys. Do you think Jota is standard for Liverpool?
He's better than Nunez.
Is he standard for Liverpool? That's not the
The
question.
answer is no.
Gakpo.
Yes, can be.
So he can be a Bobby Firmino.
Yes.
Did
The
you
way
see
he
that
played-
at PSV?
The reason why Gakpo last year, in the last 9 games, he was your most consistent and effective player.
In the last 9 games.
9 games last year. And in the preseason.
Okay, last season, yes. Last season,
Last
agreed.
season, in the last 9 games, he showed very consistent level of football.
And what about
Very.
this season? And what about this season?
I don't know what happened this season, but for some reason, because I think Jurgen Klopp started him in the preseason as a number 8, as a striker.
Well,
He
'cause
doesn't have a position.
We had injuries
Yes.
there, and he had
One
to
of the
play at
reasons
8.
why Cody Gakpo hasn't played well is that because he played an 8, he played as a striker, he played left wing.
Yep.
One of the reasons. is
No,
that.
I feel bad for Gakpo because I think he's a very good footballer, but he just hasn't been played in the position, which is the false 9 role that he likes, where he's able to link
Gakpo
up play.
proved me
Diaz then is
wrong.
able to make runs. Salah's able to make runs. They're able then to all interchange positions. I think he's so stuck now, Klopp, on just forcing this Nunez thing that he's going to die on this hill.
Which
He's gonna
is
die-
fine. And I'm telling you, Nunez might get you 15 goals.
Yeah, maybe.
But Nunez is the one that might cost you the league.
Possibly.
Whose ceiling do
many
you
has
think
he
is higher
scored?
between Gakpo and Darwin Nunez?
I would still say Gakpo. I think he is.
think
I think
It's
I
he
very
has the higher
strange
ceiling.
that everyone
Nunez.
says that, but you ask any Liverpool fan, but I want to start Nunez. They're like, no, Gakpo's a
I wanna
better
scare
player,
the
but I want to
defenders.
start Nunez. I want someone. Okay, Liverpool fans. Here's Liverpool fans. I want Nunez to run behind the defense. He's very good in spaces and transition. Liverpool ball position, 60%. Okay. Smothering teams, pressing high, not playing on the counter attacks. Am I wrong?
I think a lot of Liverpool fans. This is just my own opinion that they have kind of accepted that Klopp, he loves Darwin, paid the big money for Darwin. Gakpo cost, I think it was 35 million. Darwin, we have to force him to be our number 9 if he's going to fail. I think this is the make or break season for Darwin. They're going to reevaluate after this season. Are you that guy, or do we move on? And right now,
He has to be given a chance, right?
exactly, he has to be given a chance to all of them.
Why
of course.
Gakpo isn't given a chance?
Yeah, I mean, he got chances last season. I thought he did,
And
really
he was
well.
good.
He was good from, I would say, February to then the end of the season.
Yes.
January, he was still really poor. I mean, the whole
And
team
when
was
was
poor,
your
though.
best? When was your best form?
March, April, May.
And that's when Gakpo
Coincidence?
shined. Darwin didn't
Gakpo
shine.
signed,
Coincidence?
Basic was playing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, listen, Darwin Nunez can get all the goals in the world. If he improves his passing and his first touch, which is basic in a footballer, it's basic. I don't think he should be Liverpool's number one. I think it should be somebody else. Jacob wanted to say something, but I think he's bantering.
No, I rate Nunez, and watching him at Benfica before.
You have
he made
Richarlison, you have to
through-
rate Nunez. It's fine.
I didn't want Richarlison. I never wanted Richarlison for what it's worth.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just think that the profile of Nunez is good, but the finishing of Gakpo is better than Nunez finishing. If he could literally just train his finishing and get better at it, I think then you have a heck of a player there with Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, but again, so the last thing about Liverpool before moving on to Spurs and Manchester City is, where do we think the ceiling for Liverpool this year is? Like, I'm really confused. I'm looking at Liverpool and I think they are. It's gonna sound strange. If I'm assessing the first 12 games or 13 games, I think Liverpool have been the more consistent team in the league.
Based
Why
on
I'm-
performance.
Why I'm saying that? They lost only one game against Spurs with that call. It's not of Spurs' fault, but they played well in this game. They got 2 red cards, still defended well. That means they played well. They scored an own goal at the end, but at the end they played Manchester City, and I'm including the last game against Manchester City at the Etihad. They got a draw. It could have been either way. By the way, Nunez had a couple of chances. Mohamed Salah kind of fluffed his line a couple of times. But Man City missed the chances as well. But to go to the Etihad and get a draw, what I'm seeing is that Liverpool didn't have a dip yet in the season. It hasn't been amazing, but it's been very consistent. And if you're very consistent and you're second in the league or tied second with Man City, I think that's good enough for me to say that you're very consistent.
I think we have shown in moments that we can be a really good team. Whereas Aston Villa at home, Brentford at home, where we were just so dominant. I was like, this is the old Liverpool. Then there's moments where Luton away where I'm like, what the heck is this crap?
Should have
Man
won
City-
this game. Darwin Nunez is a bozo. Should have
Of
won
course,
this game.
even when we play terrible, but it is Luton at the end of the day, Mo. If you can't beat Luton, then
Yeah, I get what you're
don't
saying.
know.
But these games happen. Manchester
Of course.
City couldn't beat Liverpool. Wolves, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost.
So-
They didn't even draw. And at that time, Wolves were shambolic, by the way.
Yeah, they were. But we know
That
Wolves are
time.
good home side. It's just it gets to January and February. If we're in around there, second place, third place, we're a couple points behind for the league, we're in the title race. It's that simple. If we're gonna start falling apart during the Christmas time, then January when Salah leaves for AFCON, even though he's only gonna miss I think 2 games or 3 games, which are gonna actually be big games because it could be Chelsea and Arsenal, which would be not the greatest times to miss those matches. I still think we are in a title race for now.
You should get injured.
Who's going to replace Salah though when he leaves? in January?
It's
wow.
They have 5 forwards.
we got
They
5
have
forwards.
Diaz,
I mean, I
they
don't know
have
when
Nunez,
Jota's coming
they have
back.
Gakpo and Jota.
There's no timetable for
Well,
Jota yet.
Jota's actually.
Jota has a hamstring injury.
Yeah, he's got a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
timetable yet when he's returning.
So, but on that right though, like who can actually
It
dribble?
would probably.
create
I would
chances,
actually probably
like
play
Salah.
either Elliot there. That's what I would do. Elliot or Soboslai.
Okay.
That would be my.
Actually,
my choice.
Saboslai. Yeah, Saboslai actually. Yeah.
Soboslai played in that position at RB Leipzig. So
Yeah. Fair.
Listen, guys, let's get to
Yeah.
450 likes, people. Almost 250 people here. Let's get to 150 likes. Manchester City and Spurs. I've heard it all in the last couple of days. I've heard everything. I've heard from Hussam this morning, and I had an argument with him yesterday. His opinion is that Spurs should go for it and press high
Oh, dangerous game.
because
I agree.
because they don't okay, I'm gonna let you explain, but let me just finish this. Because they don't have their main center backs, and I think I sat here and thought it's actually the opposite. When you don't have defenders, you see it compact because you're not asking the defender to mark 1-on-1 because he's not a central back by nature. Can someone here like Explain to me why would Spurs go for it?
Because they've got a stubborn manager that thinks what he does.
No,
and-
forget what the manager is gonna do.
No.
We know what the manager is gonna do, but why would you be in the right frame of mind and tell me that Spurs with Emerson Royal and Ben Davies as your center backs should go and leave all that space to Haaland and Doku and Foden to play and Alvarez
The idea is not to prevent goals. It's just to go out there and score more than
and
they
score
I
more than
think.
City? All right.
Yeah, because we know that we're going to concede. These are players that have shown that in the past before for us. So I'm not actually that upset with the game plan. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No,
It's all
go
right.
on, go on.
Go ahead, keep going. We're fine.
Okay, I just didn't want it to upset y'all, but so for me, I think the tactic of going in there, playing the high line, not relying necessarily on someone to sweep up in behind you, because we don't have that. We don't have any natural center back. Dyer, I loved his response in the press conference today. They said, "Do you need Dyer's height in order to combat with Haaland?" He said, "No." Because we don't need Dyer. We don't. It's not about height. It's not about this man aerially. We know he's going to dominate in the air. We know Emerson Royale is going to get turned around by Doku. These are things that we are aware of. But if we can set up in the same similar fashion that we did to Aston Villa, let's not get it twisted. It's not that we didn't create chances versus Villa. We just didn't finish those chances. And every match this year, whether it's City, whether it's United, whether it's Brentford, Fulham, Palace, anybody you name, we have offered them at least 3 to 4 chances in front of our net and said, take your dinner. And a lot of times they were unable to. And I'm thankful for those times because they equaled 3 points. But if they had, then we might not have been thinking about Ange ball in the same way that I think the mass majority of the public has. So in respects to it, if we could go out there and do the same thing we did versus Villa, which is just create our own chances and actually finish them this time, then we actually do have a good shot. And I agree with Sam, and that we do need to play that high line. Why would we change for anybody? I love that mindset.
Okay.
If I'm
So can I
punching on 2
explain
feet,
to you
punching
what?
from the grave,
Okay.
you got to go out there and
Again,
do your thing anyway.
we'll talk about standards. It's all about probability, Jacob. If you play a high line and you leave yourself exposed, you are more suspect to concede 4, 5, 6. You might score 2 or 1. My
We
point
might
is,
score 4, 5, 6 as well.
no, you
But
might
that's
not.
the point. And we're talking hypothetical.
Are you serious?
I could go out there. Yes, I am serious. Apply
this
pressure,
is
and you
ridiculous.
will find out where the leaks can be made. Shout out Joel Matip.
I think there's this thing about that Villa game, like that Spurs fans don't want to admit. Villa were crap. They still beat you, but they were rubbish. That weren't a good Villa game. Villa may have been good this season, which they have been. That's why they are where they are in the league. But in that game, Villa were poor defensively, so poor. You're not getting that against Man City. You're not scoring more than 2 goals against Man City.
2
with the team
goals.
you currently
Man,
have.
they might. My
No
point
more-
is,
no
it
more
might
than 2
happen.
goals.
So my point is, I never say never in football. I've seen stranger things, right? I've seen stranger things. But my point is, as I said it yesterday, if I'm taking all my money and I'm going to Vegas and I put all my money on one number, I might win. And I might like take the money, go home, pay off the mortgage, and be mortgage free. If it works, nobody can sit here to tell me I'm a genius. I played it for the luck, right? But if I lose all my money, I made an uncalculated move and I have an uncalculated risk, and I'm risking a big loss. That's my point. What is better for
A
Spurs?
big
Sit
loss.
back.
But let's
Here
keep this. In,
comes the next point. Go ahead, and I'm gonna explain to you where I'm coming from. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say, because I know I heard you before.
Yeah, we talked about this last night. I don't think losing a match to a club that is pretty much, I would say 95% everybody's favorite to win the league, and
Yeah.
maybe 80 to 90% favorite to win the Champions League. Losing a match at their ground, to me, doesn't reflect negatively on Ange Postecoglou. If that's what we're talking
great.
about here.
I have here an Arsenal fan, Liverpool fan, and a Man United fan. If you're coming from a 3-game winning streak, and your manager going to Manchester City without
Losing
your
streak.
main defenders,
You mean losing streak?
losing streak. They are losing streak. Okay, and
Well, I
you're
like it
going
better if
against
we're on a winning
Manchester
streak,
City at
personally.
home. You're going to Manchester City at home, and your manager does this, right? Your manager set up a high line, not compact, and you lose 3, 4, 5, right? What would you say?
Okay. Can I just
Yeah,
chime
you
in?
can, of course.
If you remember Arsenal's match against Man City, I think 3 seasons ago or 4 seasons ago. I think it was 3 seasons ago. We played 5 at the back, right? We played 3 in the middle, and then it was just Lacazette and someone of Lacazette, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We lost 5-0 in that game. Do you remember? I think Xhaka got a red. Giroud got a red card after that. My point is, irrespective of how you set up against City, if they want to score 6 against you, they will score 6 against you. If they want to score 7, they will score 7. Like, it doesn't matter how you set up. That's what I think. That's why I think they should just go for it. I know. It doesn't matter what happens. Like, if they lose, they're going to lose anyway. So
you will never say that about Arsenal. You will never say that about Arsenal. You're holding Spurs to a different standard. You're never going to accept your club losing 4 or 5 if you play a high line and you make an uncalculated risk.
If it's
coming
Arteta's
from
first
3
year, I
games,
think it might be a
coming
little
from
different.
3 games or
Exactly.
3 games losing streak,
We're
that's a
talking about a
different.
man adopting a club falling apart, and this is not even his squad.
Who's
Look
falling
at
apart?
even our ideal starting 11. That's not Ange Postecoglou's team. So when we judge Ange Postecoglou, I'd rather wait till he has his team and implementing his style. So
Yeah,
if his
see,
style
you're
looks
going to
funky
the
with
general
these players
picture.
that we
Jacob,
have,
that's the general picture, Jacob. Talk
what do
about
you mean
this.
that's
I'm
a general
talking
picture? That's
exactly.
a legitimate.
So you
honest
wanna
answer,
say
because if
that I'm gonna
sit
play
up
against Manchester City, ship 6, but go after the game and say, "Oh my God, Ange, you stuck to your principles."
Hey man, just because you don't get it, just because you don't see the vision, doesn't mean that there's not one there. Okay, I'm gonna say it
Listen,
that way.
can I
It's
just
not
say something
logical,
on that?
Jacob. It's not logical.
You could call it whatever you want.
Exactly.
But in
You
4
you
years,
don't hold
and
you don't hold
after
your club
4
to a higher
windows,
standard.
then I
It's
will
up to
talk
you,
about.
Jacob.
You're no. Don't talk
You
to me
don't hold
about
your club to
standards.
high.
It's not.
I don't freaking want my club to lose 4 or 5 and open up against
Nobody
Manchester
wants
City.
their club to lose, Mo. You're
But
just that's waffle.
you're asking
Who
your
wants their
manager to
club
take
lose?
that risk.
Ask all your guests here, Mo. Who wants their club to lose?
Nobody
Anybody
here.
here want your club to lose 3-4 in a row?
Nobody
No.
wants to.
So that's silly talking about standards. This isn't about standards, bro. This is a game versus City, a heavy favorite at their own ground. That's not standards.
So you're
This is
making
a
it
match that
easier
is
for them
uphill
to
battle.
score.
And then you add on
Jacob,
top of the compounding factors of our injuries. Of
you
our
are making it
suspensions.
easier for them to score against you by sticking to your
It's
principles.
not about them. It's about us. It's about what we do.
Yes,
Control
mate.
what we can control.
It's about us. It's who we are, mate.
It is.
That's exactly what it
If you don't like
is.
the answer, then don't ask the question.
No, I like it, dude. Jacob. You are your own man. You have your own. You have your own thinking. I may disagree with you. I respect your opinion, but respectfully, I disagree with it, and I'm here to debate it.
A lot of Spurs fans.
I'm here to
disagree with
debate
as well.
it, right? I'm here to debate your opinion. I don't like your answer because I disagree with it. I'm telling you, and you haven't answered me. Is this more? And I'm like, it's not only you, for everybody. If Spurs play a high line, is that more risk for them to lose with a bigger score, or if they play a low block? Maxwell thinks otherwise.
Risk. It's
Anybody
not about
else?
risk, Mo. That's
everybody
what you don't
else
understand.
can answer that.
It's not about risk.
No, I
it's
don't.
not about
I don't
them.
understand.
It's not about that.
It's about listen. The one thing I'll say is with Ange. Listen, when Arteta took over Arsenal, he didn't have the players. Like you just said, Ange hasn't got his players. We were playing 5 at the back against Liverpool and we got something out of the game. We had people like Mustafi at the back because he set up correctly for that game. Yes, it weren't what we wanted to see. Yes, it weren't what he wants to play, because if you see how we play now, it's nothing like what we played like back then. But as a manager and as a top level coach, in my opinion, you've got to adapt for situations. You've got to adapt for the situation your club's in, your team. I think that's a mad stubborn thing to come out with as a manager, because you're risking like goal difference. First thing is goal difference is a thing in the league. If you're battling for top 4, it could end up coming back to goal difference and shipping. Like they can score if you play the way you played against Chelsea. For an example, you had 9 men, or the way you played against other teams.
That was idiotic, stupid move.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
I agree, by the way.
That's my opinion. That was
I agree, by the way.
Stupid move. That's my opinion, and that's the difference between. I don't want to. That's the you want to like. Yeah, this is who we are. It's great. You clap. I will never clap to my team losing 4 at my home ground in a derby, bro. I don't care how we play. I don't care how people say you're brave. At the end, you got humiliated at your ground. 4 goals, bro.
I don't think we're humiliated, and I think all the match-going fans would disagree with you as well, that we were not humiliated, or else they wouldn't have stood behind and clapped the manager and clapped the entire club. So your humiliation is not the same as the match-going fans.
So
it's not the same as mine.
So you're doing as Northern Forest think the same then? It's exactly what it is. Spurs aren't treated like the other clubs. If Jurgen Klopp does that and stuck to his principles at Anfield and lost 4, I doubt that people at Anfield will clap to him.
No,
I doubt it. It doesn't matter how he plays.
But
If
context,
if
though,
Ten Hag
yeah.
does this, nobody does this, Jacob. Yet you want your fans to do that. It's up to you. But don't come at us. When we call you, you are a small club mentality, with all due respect. Because you clap to your manager who lost 4
I mean,
at home in a
again,
derby.
no one's opinion or perception about my club and how it operates will affect my opinion.
It-
So
we are
let me
not
just
asking
put
you
that
to.
out there.
We're
I
asking you
don't
not to
care about
judge us
nobody's
when we
opinion in
call
this
you
world
this.
outside of my own, my wife, and not even maybe a little bit my son. Okay, so I don't. When you tell me, oh, I think this X, Y, and Z about Ange Postecoglou, that's great. I don't care. I like having the conversation. But when you say it's X, Y, and Z, bro, I could play the same game. I could play hypotheticals. You're talking like we've already gone in there and lost. If my players adopt the mentality of you and 90% of the people with the mentality, oh, we're gonna lose no matter what we do. Let's go ahead and adapt
actually
a
never
different
said that.
style. Then we would already have lost.
I
that
never
match.
said that.
So I'm glad that my manager, I'm glad that my players don't think
Okay.
anyway like these YouTube people do. That's what
I
I'm
never
saying.
said that. The difference is I never said that. I said you'll give yourself a bigger chance of winning. This is my, by the way, this is my opinion. I'm not the manager of Spurs. Thank God I'm not. I wish I can get paid that much.
Me
But
too,
I
bro.
said you'll give yourself, and this is my opinion, right? I'm just somewhere here. I'm a fan that you'll give yourself a bigger chance. And I think, I don't know if 90% of people think my way. I believe the majority of the people think my way. If you sit back and give Kulusevski and Son spaces to run at this shaky defenders of Manchester City at the moment.
I would agree with
And
you if we
can I
still
finish
had
the
Harry
next one?
Kane, but we don't have Harry
No, no,
Kane
but
anymore to
actually it's the-
operate that style that you're
But
talking about that has
for
been
me,
successful.
Son, Kulusevski, and Brennan Johnson running 3-on-3 on that shaky City
Kulusevski has
defense
zero
at the
pace.
moment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Say that again.
Kulusevski has zero pace. He's out in space all the time. does
Kulusevski
nothing with
against
it.
Aston Villa, when he was given space, he was able to create a couple of chances, clear cut chances. One of them was
Yeah,
called
and I
offside.
remember a clear-cut chance where he had the ball, no one in front of him, and what did he do? Stop running forward because his pace could not beat the man. So I've seen
Which
it
is
time
fine,
and time again.
but I think
Let's
Kulusevski
not
is
act
smart
like
enough
Kulusevski's
to.
a burner.
But I think Kulusevski is smart enough to actually play these passes,
Smart,
small passes
yeah.
to create chances on himself in spaces. I get what you're saying, but you're gonna play against Manchester City. If you want to play a high line and you think it's a bigger chance for you to win because you're gonna create more chances than Manchester City playing at the Etihad without your main defenders, hats off to you, bro.
No, it's
Bro, I'm not
bro.
gonna defend with
Mo,
no defender.
Mo, let me
and
ask
we
you
barely
this.
have any in the roster.
Can
Brave.
let me get Ivorian Spice and Michael to speak on it.
Let me go first because I honestly think it's brave and scary for you to go there and play a highline against Man City, where you're really going to be playing into their favor, into their hand, because City live for teams who want to play a highline against them and say, "Oh, you want to play highline against us? That's our game." You know, we look for spaces to exploit, and City will look for spaces to exploit. If I was Tottenham with the injuries that we have right now, you're best off sitting back. You know, I'm coming from experience because we've done it before, sat back against Man City, hit them on a counter attack. And I'm talking about early days and get them on a counter and win those games, even at Etihad as well and at Old Trafford. So again, Jacob, it's best for Spurs to sit back and just soak up pressure and get them on the counter
I hear
attack.
you.
It's
I hear
dangerous.
you.
It's
I hear
brave
the
though.
rational-
It's brave.
I hear the rationale. I
Oh,
do. I
he
really
said
do.
it nicely, so he's good.
No, I said I hear the rationale. I didn't say I agree with it. The sentiment is still the same. Thank you for your opinion. Shout out Ariana Grande, but thank you next. Who else has something to say?
No, Jacob, you can still stick to your principles, but just sit back. You can still
But
stick to your
I
principles.
agree that there needs to be a level of some sort of balance. I think if
The
Aston
level
Villa
of
we had timed
sanity
some of those
next
chances
to
better,
Ange
it could have
Postecoglou.
been.
Someone sane needs to tell him.
Michael,
Jacob,
can I ask you a question?
Oh, go on, mate.
Oh, so go.
Jacob, sorry. You like as a Spurs fan, right? That Chelsea game. I want to go back to that Chelsea game quick because a lot of my friends are Spurs fans, and they're like, "Oh, against Chelsea, yeah. In the end, it was 4-1, but we created chances. We could have nicked the game with 9 men. We were the better team with 9 men." So, can I ask you if your manager had sat back a bit in that game and not went gun ho
Would
like
have
that, do you
fucking
think
won
you
the
could have
game.
maybe got something out the
Could have
game?
won the game. They could have won the game. This Chelsea
agree.
team, they could have won the game because, by the way, they
This
created
is
the
crystal
chances,
ball
not about
talk
playing the
again.
high
We're
line.
delving into crystal ball talk. Here we go.
No, I'm just
I
asking
agree.
if you would
What I'm
believe that.
saying-
he could've.
Anything we
The question
say,
lends
Jacob,
itself to be
you're
crystal
saying
ball talk.
anything here, anything in football, by the way, anything in football is all about opinions, right? We don't know
And
the
educated
future.
guesses, right? It's like a
Exactly.
scientific method.
You
make a
present a
hypothesis based on
statement,
your
Mo,
educated
you present
guess.
a statement,
But at the
and
end
you
of the
present
day,
your reasons why you said that
it is a
statement.
guess.
This is it.
But
Yeah,
Mo,
and I hear you. But do I think no? Because again, I look at the players on that pitch, and have they let me down before in chances in which I've needed them? Yes. So do I think that in any other fashion of playing in a similar way that we've ever played, I don't think it's going to lead to any greener pastures. That's why I'm so comfortable and welcoming to the fact of let's do this. Let's go into this unknown territory that I haven't been yet. Because I've seen what pragmatic football sitting back and countering looks like. But we don't have Harry Kane to make that look decent at times. And it didn't look decent even with Harry Kane all the time. So my point in being is let's turn the page. And when you turn the page, you have to just keep looking forward. And I'm not looking back. So like with Chelsea, could we? Sure. Could we have not? Sure. That's all crystal ball talk. You know what I mean?
So what you're
Okay, but
saying
the
is
fact
same
that
thing
you
with
played
Liverpool.
high line and you shipped 4 goals, that's a fact then. Here you go.
Yeah,
It's
that is a
for
fact.
you.
But what also is a fact, Mo, is that we almost went up with less men. So I mean,
So imagine
but again,
if
it
this
only
exact. So I'm gonna
matters-
use your logic. I'm gonna tell you. Imagine if one of these chances went in while you're sitting back.
Yeah, if Eric Dyer header goes in,
No,
then
no,
we're
no.
talking,
Imagine
y'all talking
if-
all
so-
different to me now.
Yeah, of course. Imagine exactly, but you ran the risk and it didn't work. So I'm just
Okay,
telling you.
but that's just
I'm
that
just telling
time.
you.
Maybe next time
did-
it does. Do
how
I
did-
stop
how
shooting
did-
just because
okay,
the
hold
first
on,
shot
hold
didn't
on.
go in?
Okay, how did that chance created for Eric Dyer? Set piece. So you could have
Okay.
prevented Chelsea from creating all these chances by sitting back. And when you get the ball, you play this expensive football and you still get your same set piece. That will give you the chance. But you're not giving Chelsea the chances. What I'm saying is
Jake-
that you sit back defensively, but then you play your expensive football on the ball against City. I'm not asking you to play long ball. I'm asking you not to go press with 6 players against Manchester City and leave Emerson Real and Ben Davis isolated with Haaland, Doku, Alvarez, and Foden. Am I crazy?
No, I think Tottenham like not you, maybe Jacob. I'm not saying, but I know a lot of Tottenham
No,
fans,
you're
and
saying,
the
you're
problem
talking
is,
about him. We know
it's the history of the Tottenham. Yeah, they're happy to
He's
lose
the
a
one here and
game.
you're talking
They're,
about
they're,
him.
they're happy to lose the game if they're playing good football, and it's as simple as that. That is where their standard is. They're happy to lose if they don't want to lose and play crap.
I
They'd
can
rather
only
lose
speak for
and
myself. I don't know these Tottenham fans, but me losing any game in any fashion, I don't want. So
No, you
when
don't
we
want
were
it,
with Jose
but-
Mourinho, we sat back and we won games, grinding it out 1-0. I was happy with that because we won. At the end of the day, all I care about is W's.
No, yeah, you want to
Jacob.
win, but what I'm saying is when you lose, if you lose, yeah, and you're still playing good football, you forgive it as fans. I believe that. You're like, oh, yeah,
This
but we
year-
created
this
this.
He
year,
literally
I'm-
said
where
that,
I'm
by the
at
way.
is
He
this year,
literally
yes,
said
that's
that.
where I'm at
Don't-
this year.
All right.
Jacob,
speak
the
on this?
reason I
Michael,
actually-
Michael, I want to hear
Okay.
Michael, please.
No, look,
Alright.
Jacob, I think he needs to get a tattoo that says High Line for Life because right now that is the situation that is going on with Tottenham Hotspur fans. I commend them. I say that's very smart. You want to do that way? Go ahead. If you're going to play that way at Manchester City, at the Etihad, you are going to get annihilated. It is going to be a massacre. But I don't
They
think
told me that
there's-
same thing going to the Emirates, by the way. Just saying what I was
All
told.
right, cool, Jacob. I'm trying to get you in a good mood here, but I don't think a lot of people are talking about that Man City
I'm
are
in a
not
great
defensively
mood.
good.
This is fun.
Are you going to be a great mood on Sunday? That will be the difference. But Man City defensively do not look the strongest right now. We have to take that into account. So what if Spurs just say, "F it, let's just go at them." Attacking wise as well. What do we have to lose in this game? Man City are clearly the better team.
Michael,
they don't
we're
have
not
the.
saying that. I'm sorry. So can I get your strategy straight? You're telling me you think that we are saying Spurs don't attack, or you're talking about a press?
Well, clearly you're talking about just sitting back in a low block and just saying, hey, we're going to have 35-40% possession. We don't really want to take the game to Man City. We're comfortable just defending. Do Tottenham have the defenders to defend like that? Because
That's exactly the question I wanted to ask, Mo.
So is it
Yeah,
Ben
that's what I
Davis
wanted
and
to ask,
Emerson
Mo.
Royale? Is that the 2 center backs for Sunday for Tottenham?
Exactly.
Wow.
If that's the case,
That's my
I don't
point.
I don't want
That's
them
my point.
sitting back and just defending
That is
against
my
Holland.
point.
Rather just
Yeah.
press with the midfielders.
Yeah.
I think Basuma is back. Bentancur obviously is out for 2 months. Coutinho Romero is gone,
Washington
right?
said something once that I would
we
like to
haven't
quote.
we haven't said anything about Arsenal.
Wait, George Washington
But George,
said what?
George Washington once said, y'all may know him, y'all may not, but
Now we all
the
know
very
him.
first president
We
of the
all
United
know
States, he was a man who got his dubs, let's say it that way. He said the best form of defense is an attack. And I like that.
So is that Ange's motivational speech on Sunday, guys?
We haven't spoken about Arsenal yet, and we almost have 300 people here, guys. Hit that like button for us. Andrew here, right, is saying, I hope you're going to have the same energy for Gakpo every passes or shot he misses up. I bet you're not. Absolutely, I have. In the beginning of the season, when Gakpo played like shit, I called him out on this channel. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I call it as it is. But the difference between me and other people is that I explain my statements, Andrew, and I appreciate your super chat. I never say statements without explanation. I just never sit here and say, I fucking hate X, and then I just shut up. I give you the explanation why I say I don't like this player. I give you an explanation. And you might disagree with my explanation, which is absolutely fine, because I'm never right all the time. And if I ever say that, I'm wrong, right? I just have explanation. Maybe you disagree and you can debate. That's why I have 5 people here. Jacob calling me stupid because I said something.
When did I say you're
fine.
stupid? When did
It's
I say you were
fine. It's
stupid?
always
No,
good
no,
love.
no, no.
It's
Don't
always
say that.
good
I never
love.
said that, Mo. I would never. You're my friend and you're a good person. I would never say that to you.
Oh, thank
I don't
you.
even call my fans who are borderline stupid. I don't even call them stupid. I say you're allowed to be who you want to be. So Mo,
I
would never
actually think if I call your opinion stupid, I don't think that's bad. You can call my opinion stupid from your
My
point of
mother
view. It's not
said.
a person.
My mother told me that along with all the other curse words, "shut up" and "stupid" are two
Shut up
bad
is
words
shit.
you don't
I
say
don't
to
like
people you
shut up.
love.
I don't like shut up. No, but an opinion can be stupid. Like I know it's fine. Can you be stupid
Yeah,
for me?
it
I
can
don't
be,
think.
for sure.
I never take
I'm sure
anything.
I'm stupid at times too. I
I'm
know
never
that.
taking anything as a personal insult until you actually personal because I love everybody. I don't care. Like I never say someone is like, yeah, because you disagree with me or this or that. Like your opinion might be stupid. My opinion might be stupid for idiotic for you sometimes, which is sometimes happen. Me and you, Jacob, we disagree on a lot of things, especially Spurs and standards of football. But fine.
It's not about standards, Bo. It's not about the standards this weekend.
Anyway, Michael was talking. We cut him off.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I think just Tottenham have to play their own game. That's what they have to do. I would not feel comfortable as a Spurs fan seeing Emerson Royal and Ben Davies just defend in and around their box. I wouldn't.
Seeing their name on the starting 11
I
bad
Jacob,
enough.
if that was my lineup, I would just say, you know what, I'm just gonna light a candle and just pray. I'm just gonna pray.
300.
Yes,
Never
I
Seen
didn't
Braveheart.
watch.
You ever
I
seen
know.
Rudy? These are all classics.
Mo,
Exactly.
did you watch Brentford against Man City last season?
Of course, I did. I just
Wasn't that the last game of the season though?
No. Like, not the last game.
Oh,
of the
you mean
season,
the last
but
time they
the
lost to
Ivan
the
Tony
Etihad?
ball, the 2-1.
the
last
one,
one.
anyways. Like 3. Did you see they had defenders to actually defend? You
Well, these
understand?
guys are not getting the point. I think Emerson. Okay, for me, I play football. If I don't have my center backs, I would rather support the guys that will play center backs than leaving them 1-on-1 against the forward because they're not
You don't
comfortable
need
there.
to baby a grown man, though. Let the man go out there and do his job. There's no need. Why? That's what I heard Spurs fans. We should cater to Eric Dyer's weaknesses.
Yes, of
No,
course.
Get
That's
him the hell out
football.
of here. No, screw him. Give me a child with the same weaknesses and let's see Bambi on ice. I'd rather see that than I know. It's like Schrodinger's cat, but I've opened the box. The cat is dead.
But
The
we
cat is dead and
criticize
diseased.
Arteta,
I know what's in that box of Eric Dyer.
But everybody criticized Arteta last year for playing the same game with holding after
Bro, he's
Saliba
3
got
years
injured.
into a project at that point. Now he's 4 years. It's a different comparison.
change
Let's
now.
provide
Here we
context
go.
when we apply
It
the
was
same kind of
Saliba's
standards
first
to
year.
to
It was
managers and
Saliba's
players.
first year. Here we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Different standards for different managers and clubs.
No, it's
Arteta
context.
lost
It's not
me.
different standards, Mo. It's context.
How is it
Context
context?
is vital in
I'm
this
telling
league.
you,
Mo,
the guy Saliba played every single game. They were sensational. Saliba got
Judge
injured.
Arteta on where he is now because this is the
I'm
squad
not
he has
talking about
built.
general I'm not talking about general. I'm talking about specific situation. If your main defenders, both of them, and your main defensive midfielders is not available, and your second best one, which is Bentancur, is now injured, you should cater to the squad. That's what a good manager does. We criticize Pep Guardiola when he tries to play the same exact system with different players and it doesn't work. We say, well, what are you doing? Are you trying to invert the Kanji and ask him to play the same role as Stones? Are you trying to ask Rico Lewis to do the same? When they do it, hats off to him. But more likely than not, when they don't do it, we say, you tinkered. You try to provide the same to someone that not Haaland, the same as Haaland. It's not the same.
When you have the tools to tinker, you should tinker. But I'm not going to start dissecting and pulling things off a car when I don't have all the tools I need to pull the engine apart. Why would I do that? Like, you stick to what you know with what you got. And that's where we're at this juncture with Tottenham. It's different for other clubs when you talk about their expectations or how they're viewed by the mass majority, because I think the context of their tenure, how long they've been there, what they've brought in, who they've gotten out, and the philosophy that they've instilled. I think that with Arsenal, you're starting to see the amalgamation of what Arteta's trying to do. They're seeing the results of that. Now, if it's good enough to win it all, I don't think so, but we'll see. That remains to be seen. I don't have a crystal ball. If y'all got one, you sound like you got one. Send me the link because I would love it. It'd be great for content creation and for betting.
I'll tell you, I'm playing the way he plays now before when he didn't have what he has now, though. That's the difference.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Okay, can we move on? Okay, I know that people have to go, and we have been here for an hour and 10 minutes as well. So can we go on to a little bit to Arsenal? Simple. Odegaard, is he going to come back to his form? Arsenal front three now available. Kai Havertz playing well. Is this Arsenal's best chance to actually play fluid football? You play Fulham at home, if I'm not mistaken. Wolves at home.
Wolves.
Liverpool play Fulham. Wolves at home. People telling me that Wolves are going to be Arsenal. Somehow the slander on Arsenal. Sam says it's becoming now a fashion. For people to hate on Arsenal, it's becoming a fashion now. Somehow.
It's hope. It's hope. It's hope. They want, so they're trying to talk it into belief. That's all it is, man. I've said it before. I take all that as a compliment because people actually realize that Arsenal ain't a joke anymore, and they don't like that. So they try and create it in their head and say it so it will potentially be a thing. That's why all these teams that want to slander us for bottling the league. I hear it. We bottled the league last year, but at the same time, where was you when we were battling City for the league? You weren't trying to change the countries from a farmers league to a competitive league. So listen, to say we're going to lose to Wolves, I think it's nuts. I think what you said about Odegaard being back and the fluid football, I need to see it in the Premier League because Champions League, the style, the way it's Lens as well. The style of the Champions League, and that we've seen that it's been so successful for our team in Champions League, and when they're not getting doubled up on the way they are in the Premier League, the Saka, Martinelli's and stuff. So it's allowing us to be more fluid. So to say we're going to be fluid against Wolves, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But we have now got Havertz playing a bit better. Listen, we'll have to see. He's always been a player that can put two performances together and then sort of fall off again. So we won't know until we see it. But Odegaard coming back, I think he didn't pull up no trees on Wednesday in the Champions League, but he got a lovely goal, and I think he's key on us performing. But I still have to wait and see if having Kai Havertz in the team is a negative effect on Odegaard or not, because I think it might be. I think that may be one of the reasons Odegaard hasn't been what he was last season this season, because last season he had Partey and Xhaka behind him. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But listen, I think we'll easily beat Wolves tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a hard game for us. I honestly don't.
Interesting.
Maxwell, you're an Arsenal fan. Well, why you're not?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow is going to be important. What's going to be important is the first goal, right, against Wolves. We need to score the first goal. Once we score the first goal, it's going to open up. And I think instead of trying to play intricate football in the first minutes, like in the first 20 minutes, what we need to do is put in that cross for Havertz. Let him get his head on the ball. You know what I mean? So make sure that he gets the head on the ball and score first, and then we can go back to intricate play, because then it's going to be open. We need the first goal in the first 15 minutes. We've not scored in the first 15 minutes this season. The first 20 minutes, we've not scored. Whether scored when it's 45 minutes or just before the half time, which is detrimental to our play. So I think we need to score first in the first 15 minutes. And Wolves have a lot of injuries though.
If Wolves play a low block and Arsenal win, now Arsenal have won against all kind of teams. Attacking football, low blocks, balanced like Spurs, full on like Chelsea, full on like Spurs, balanced like Chelsea. They didn't win against Spurs, but again, they played against Spurs. And at the end, if you're top of the league for playing all these teams, okay, that shows that, maybe that calculated football that I make fun of all the time is true.
We were unlucky against Spurs too. If you actually remember, like Jorginho, wasted that one. Gabby used it to score when it was supposed to score. So
You
I
were
would
lucky
say
or unlucky? I'm not getting that.
unlucky to draw the game.
You were unlucky?
Yeah,
How is that possible?
Jorginho gave them the goal.
No, Jorginho didn't give him the goal.
Jorginho did
No, Jorginho
the
didn't.
second goal.
So Jorginho tried to dribble, got pressed, lost his composure, and they lost it.
No,
Jorginho
but he
didn't.
had a lot of
That's
time
what people
to
don't
pass the
understand.
ball.
Jorginho didn't pass the ball to Madison. Madison looked at him. Jorginho was about to play a pass, and he panicked because the press was right there, and he panicked, and he dispossessed him. He literally dispossessed him. Like,
But he had people on the wings who could have passed to like easily. There were like a lot of time for him to pass. You could check it. You could
so
just
now,
check it.
now we're gonna say every goal in the world is a mistake.
No. Look, you had opportunities though. You were not pressed at that point. You had opportunity to actually pass.
I
the
think he
ball.
was pressed. I think everybody from Arsenal went forward and they left him at halfway line. There was one defender to his left, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong?
It was not halfway line though. No, it was.
It was
it
like
was
behind, right behind the circle in the center. Jacob, am I wrong?
It's just behind in our.
It was.
our-
I think it was
you can
actually
check
in
it.
between the penalty spot and the halfway circle. It was like right in that middle area
Exactly.
where Madison.
Maybe.
came
Exactly.
around.
Exactly.
But he
And had-
dribbled
he
into
even
that
passed back to
space.
the
Mo
keeper.
is right. He did
dribbled.
dribble into that space.
The guy dribbled and realized that I'm in a no man's land here.
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
he
like
panicked.
he just got defensively mastered. He picked up the ball, turned, dribbled forward, and then got picked
And
up.
then Madison just went and picked his pocket. Like, anyway, long story short, at the
I
end,
miss
it doesn't
Maddison
matter.
so
I think we're
much.
arguing something that is.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
point is, if
anyways.
Arsenal break a low block, I think that proves that they can, same as Liverpool. Because the last thing is that people said, can Liverpool play against Manchester City? Now they went to the Etihad and got a point. Same for Manchester City. We know that Manchester City can beat anybody. So that proves that Arsenal can do it, right? Arsenal, if you try to attack them, they win. They won against Manchester City, something that I haven't done for 8 years. I don't see, again, I'm going to say the same. I see no signs and I see no reason for me to say that Arsenal will fall off unless they get a major injury for a Saliba or a Saka or something like that. I don't see, or Declan Rice. The 8 might be a problem. Imagine if they go strengthen in January. That's my point. And I don't know why.
Arsenal are a very strong team this year. I think they are definitely going to be in the title race, but it just comes down to mentality. That's the thing that's been bothering them the last 2 seasons. They play so well for majority of the season, and then when it's crunch time, they crumble.
The dog's there now. So
but now I think
now.
they got Rice. Then I think Rice is a major factor in them taking that edge to the next spot. And they're playing Wolves. It should be a comfortable victory over Wolves, in my opinion. Wolves are a very good home side. Away from home, not so much. I think Ainuri is out for a couple of weeks. No Pedro Neto, he's out. So I think Arsenal should be a comfortable 3-0, 2-0 victory. Get some momentum what they got against Lens. Because, I mean, Lens they didn't defend. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. Like, I've watched Lens a couple of times. Those guys could not defend on Wednesday. They got absolutely torched. And you guys were clinical. And hey, maybe Kai Havertz is actually a footballer at the end of the day, because what I've seen from the last year and a half has been nothing short of abysmal and nothing like.
No, he hasn't been great. By the way,
No, he hasn't been
Havertz is
great.
not great.
No, the
but-
last 2 games he's been okay.
He's been
good, I would
He's been
say.
okay, which means he's still one of the worst players on this Arsenal starting 11. There is nobody
Odegaard
worse
was-
than him.
No, Odegaard was worse the last game. I mean,
No,
Odegaard was bad.
I thought Odegaard was pretty decent on Wednesday.
I think, listen, with Wolves, with the Wolves game, obviously, I think we've beaten low blocks this season already, personally. So I think Brentford pretty much played the low block last week. But Wolves won't. We will beat Wolves comfortably. Listen, Wolves don't score a lot of goals. And for me, we don't give away a lot of chances. Let's be real. We don't give away hardly any chances. So someone like Wolves at the Emirates I don't feel like they're a problem. Listen, anything can happen in football. But I just think the Jorginho one I think it's a little bit of both, right? I think you're both right. He made a mistake.
By the
There's
way,
no
I
doubt
just
about
watched
it.
the goal.
Yeah,
He had no pass available.
The thing is,
Everyone went forward and it was inside the circle. Inside.
So
I just watched it now. He had Spurs pressed every single player for Arsenal.
And he
And
couldn't pass back.
instead of playing it, the only pass was back. And he
And why
didn't
couldn't he pass back?
he didn't have the time to turn. But anyway, long story short, I think Arsenal screwed because Zinchenko and somebody else were all the way to the line. Anyway, long story short,
Yeah.
he made a big mistake.
So I think that to say we need to score in the first 11 minutes against Wolves, I don't think we need to do that at all. Like we want to, of course, it would be lovely to, but we can control the game and just beat them comfortably. That is the team we are now. That's the thing. People got.
What did you like it though? Now we actually score first.
The confidence is
like
up after.
No. Listen. At the end of the day, this season and last season, we've although we bottled last season, we all know that. But if you look at us, we've not really got less points from last season to this season than Man City. I think there's like 3 points more they've got from the Premier League than us from this season and last season combined. So we've got to have that confidence now in our team because it's consistency we're seeing. No matter what anyone wants to say, we've been poor this season. People want to say we ain't been great, but we're sitting top of the Premier League and we've played City, we've played Chelsea, we've played United, we've played Spurs. So at the end of the day, you've got to have that bit of confidence. Now, Wolves ain't someone to not be confident playing against. Let's be real. So listen, we got to try and play more fluid. That I agree. We've got to try and be a bit quicker. We've got to try and open up the games a bit more quicker. Doing them, I think sometimes we play it a bit too safe. That's my only gripe with Arsenal right now. But I think the team we have now, that they're all back. Like once again, that team that we saw against Lens, that team's not played together once this season. That starting 11 has not played together once this season. You can say, all right, cool, we've maybe had one game where that basic 11 was together, but it was Ben White right back instead of Tomiyasu. That's why we've never played that one. But we haven't really seen Jesus with Saka and Martinelli all together, and Jesus is so key to them two playing better. Like it's so unbelievable. Eddie Nketiah, he's the type of striker for what we want to play, he ain't the best option. But I will say this.
He's crap.
No, I'll say this now. Hold on. I'll be real. You might not agree with this. None of you might agree with this. But he's a better striker for Liverpool than Darwin Nunez. Eddie Nketiah is a better striker for Liverpool right now than Darwin Nunez if he's at the club. I'm telling you that. You win the Luton game with Eddie Nketiah in your team. I'm not even trying to say he's that good. He's not. He just don't suit us. But I think he's, yeah. I don't
think he suits anybody, to be honest. I think he suits a Crystal Palace because they need a striker.
Correct. Yeah.
I think he suits somebody like a Monaco. He suits them. He suits an Atalanta. He does not suit a top 6 club in the Premier League. He does not suit any top club in the world.
I think he's better for Liverpool than Nunez. I generally believe that.
Fair enough, but we have seen Nketiah. He has been given so many chances at Arsenal the last couple of seasons, and he has.
So yeah.
There we go. That's one of the worst takes.
I actually think this is one. Like as much as I say Darwin is not good, bro. Eddie Nketiah. I'm sorry, he's not even Atalanta's level. He's not.
Hey, guys, when your friends are in trouble, you know.
Absolutely horrendous, bro.
I think you should buy him. I think in January, come buy him.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So you can get money to buy some other player. I see what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To get Ivan Toney. I see.
Giuseppe, I take you for someone who's objective. This was very off the chart. Eddie Nketiah better than Darwin Nunez.
I mean, do you remember the opportunity against Brentford? This guy had three.
No, I'll be honest. I was winding him up
on his right hand side.
Before I said it.
Anyway, the last thing I want to ask, to be honest, is that because I want to finish this. Is someone asked me in the comments, Jacob, what is your prediction for Manchester City versus Spurs?
I think a 2-2, 3-3 draw.
Okay, if I give you
because they're paying the high line.
High line for life.
If I give you $100, Jacob, and I tell you this is for the poor, you have to bet this $100 for the poor to eat, and I tell you pick a result, which one would you pick? Remove your Spurs hat. Think about the poor people, homeless, don't have food. You know what I mean?
And it's cold outside. It's Christmas.
It's gonna buy blankets and everything.
It is the winter season. It is big boy season. AKA Ange Postecoglou season. AKA let's win big together, my friend. I will bring you from rags to riches. Yes, we will go and get the result. We're gonna. I said we're not gonna get 4 L's in a row, and if I can't change my energy now. I thought Aston Villa was gonna be the one that was the not L in 4, but hey, it has to be City now.
So
It has
what's
to
the
be City.
result?
Anyway, the result. He said 33.
3-3.
Mm-hmm.
He still will put the $100 on 3-3.
I like it.
Haaland ain't had a hat trick in a
What's
while.
your prediction, Mo?
Someone asking me, Mo, did you kick a ball? No, man, I never played football in my life. I never.
Aren't you gonna play later tonight?
I never played football in my life. I never coached in my life. I don't watch
watched in your
football.
life?
I just sit on YouTube and talk about the game.
Mo just gets his opinions off Twitter. That's what he does.
That's what he does. That's Sky Sports News.
And
Sky
I
Sports,
never
Talk
played
Sport, all
football
that.
in my life, bro. I don't know anything about the game. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you as a viewer. Thank you. If you think I never played football, it's fine. A lot of people. I never watched football, actually. Guys, thank you so much. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Michael did say goalkeepers are a different breed. That's what I played my entire life, so that's probably why I'm a little different than all the rest. So,
No wonder. Now it makes all sense. You're a goalkeeper. Gotcha. Now it makes sense.
If your team was playing at high line, you'd be cussing them down when Man City.
No, I'd be. That's the thing is you were having the goalkeeper discussion earlier in the show, and honestly, Courtois is like the last of my style of goalkeeper, which is I play in the net because I'm not good with the ball at my feet, and I'm better with my hands. So don't pass me the ball. This new age, I would never make it new age goalkeeper because of playing with the feet. I was like, you could pass it to me, but where I pass it to next, only God knows. So
just boot it and get out.
Yeah, as much as I wanted to be the big chunky Zlatan up top, they said get back in goal, and that's where they made me play my whole life. So I got decent.
What's your prediction, Mo?
Not with the ball at my feet.
My prediction for what? For Spurs?
Yeah, Tottenham. Yeah, Spurs. Man, I would like to know.
4-1.
Prediction.
No, Jacob, they're saying you play like Onana, you know?
4-1.
4-1. Okay.
No,
4-1 Manchester
See, the
City.
thing is, my fingers actually have muscles in them, so like when I get down to the ball, I will actually palm it out. I won't just let it roll right over my hand.
We're not going there. We're not going there. We're not. Thank you, everybody that watched the show. Please, all these guys' channels are in the description. Of course, if Warren Spice is there, Michael, Giuseppe, and Jacob. Give each and every one of these guys a subscription. I want them to get 100 or 150 or 200 subscribers, like their last video or last 10. If you really want to support their channel, the likes go a long way because they help the video go to different viewers and new viewers. We have still 300 people here, so please click on the links, give them subscription, and thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you guys. Thanks for all my panelists. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for the people that support the channel and super chat. Appreciate you guys. Jacob, thank you for making the effort to be here despite all the adversities you have with the background you have and naked, Mr. Naked Ange Postecoglou in the back.
Hey, we just got to keep rowing. We got to keep rowing. We're going to get there. Come on now.
And he's babysitting, you know? And people say men can't multitask.
The guy has a background of babysitting his kid and talking about Spurs and fighting with me. He's absolutely phenomenal. All love.
Look,
and making dinner. And making dinner.
And making dinner. Come on.
Wow. Jacob,
this is what happens when you believe in high life.
Uh-huh.
High line.
You know what I say?
Nice.
If we could have a high line just like Sadio Mane's fade, we gonna be all right.
Hey, bro. That fade got me a penalty in the Champions League final 2019. So that's all I'm gonna.
Yeah, I hope you like to smell armpits too.
All right, people, we're out of here. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.